Real.
Welcome to Straight Real, where I give it to you straight. I'm your host, King J. And as you probably know, there's a lot of news going on in Cleveland right now, especially with the Cavaliers winning the championship, and congratulations to them. But there's also some other news in Cleveland that happened. Basically, there was a man who was awarded $22 million due to cruel and unfair treatment by the Cleveland Police Department. And what happened was he was brutally abused and attacked by the Cleveland Police Department. His name was Arnold Black, and you can look this up and Google this. But Arnold Black was driving home after having dinner at his mother's house. Detective Randy Hicks looked at Mr. Black, and once they looked at each other, another officer by the name of John O'Leary started following Mr. Black. He then proceeded to pull over Mr. Black, and then they started searching his truck for narcotics, as they said. So while they were searching his truck, one of the officers held Mr. Black up while the other officer punched him in the face. And once they arrested him, they took him down to the station and they locked him in a closet. Now, he was in the closet for 2 days with no food, no water, and he urinated and defecated in lockers, they said, while he was locked up in the storage closet. And after being in there for 2 days, they finally let him use his cell phone to call his girlfriend. But when his girlfriend came to the station, they said that they couldn't see him because he was still, quote unquote, under investigation. And it also says that it was not until the following week that Black was taken to the Cuyahoga County Jail. And 1 month later, prosecutors dismissed drug charges that the police department filed against him. And needless to say, they were unable to produce any type of evidence of why they pulled him over or why they were even searching for any narcotics at all. So this is just another prime example of police abuse, police brutality against people of color that's not being looked at and not being investigated properly, in my opinion. Police are able to abuse their power, and they really take it overboard most of the time because they know there will be no real consequences. And when there's no real consequences, you really, in the back of your mind, you don't really fear anything happening because no one's really going to seriously investigate it. The DAs and the prosecutors and the police department, they're all on the same team. So of course the prosecutors are not going to prosecute one of their own. And this is what you call really looking out for one of their own. But basically, Mr. Arnold Black was awarded $22 million for this cruel and unfair treatment lawsuit. I just think it's a shame that some people are put here to protect and serve, but at the end of the day, it's always taxpayers or police departments that have to end up paying out money because they end up abusing their power. Now, a lot of this stuff never comes to light because a lot of it is not caught on camera. But luckily with cell phone videos and, dash cams, we're able to see a lot of this go down. But other than that, it's pretty much just their word against ours. So anybody who doesn't think police abuse and police brutality is still happening, all you have to do is pick up the newspaper or go to Google, and you'll see a story every day, pretty much. I mean, a day can't go by without you seeing some type of police abuse. And really it's getting to the point now where it's becoming common and accepted. And we're starting to accept this as the norm, which is really dangerous. Because if we start accepting this as the norm, pretty soon the norm will start becoming people shooting police officers and killing police officers. And we don't want to get to that stage either, because that's not going to end up good. So this was just a story I wanted to bring up and talk about and make people aware of, so that you'll know what to do. And if you are stopped by a police officer, or if you come across somebody who tells you that they've been unfairly mistreated by police officers, you need to take that seriously, because 9 times out of 10 there is some abuse going on, because police officers have way too much power. If I kill somebody, then that's a lot different from a police officer killing somebody. If someone kills me, that's a lot different from someone killing a police officer. So that pretty much, the system pretty much is letting us know that police officers' lives are more valuable than regular human beings, which I don't agree with. They're still human beings. Becoming a police officer is just their occupation. So the fact that somebody chose a particular occupation doesn't make their life any more valuable than mine or anybody else's. So I just think that badge is looked at and interpreted by a lot of people the wrong way when it comes to crime and when it comes to criminality in general. So just post your comments, let me know what you think, and until next time, peace.